Welcome back to the channel, guys. Darth Slone here. And one of the things that people like to do in this game are missions. And some of the missions can lead to some pretty interesting trophies that you may want to taxidermize and get in those lodges. There's 3 diamonds on Layton, for example. I know there's one on Hirschfelden, and there's even an albino fallow deer. I think it's a gold. But some of the missions that hang people up, because you got to follow the storyline to get to those points to where you get those cool trophies. But some of the missions that hang people up, a couple of them are going to be featured in this guide. The first one is the deer by the sea, and that is where you basically go and you find a fallow deer and you take a picture of it with Konigsberg. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's the lake in the background. But when you select the map and you select the missions, it will highlight the area that you have to take the picture in. So what I do when I get these missions, if it involves an animal, for example, sometimes it doesn't, but in this case it was take a picture of a fallow deer with the lake in the background. So I have to find out, where are my fallow deer going to be? I look at the time. So first, ideally, I'll find a drink zone because that means they're going to be by the water in that particular mission. So, which drink zone's my favorite for most everything, but sometimes, things are different. But in this case, we needed it by the water, so it's perfect. I found a couple of drink zones with fallow deer. They drink from 10 to 1300, so I changed the time. And we got in that time slot. And then we snuck in there. So make sure to take a collar. Anytime that you got to take a picture, you want to have a collar. In order for the picture to work, it has to be within 50 meters. We learned that today. I figured that was the case, and that's what someone told me in chat. It's what Joyce told me in chat. But I will leave you with the footage, and then we will come back, and you can watch Mr. Sommer's bow. Because if it's going to make me, as long as I've got drink zones in the area, then I think I'm good. Heard one call. Be sweet if you could get one. Love your Discord layout. Well, that would be Irish Hunter. I can take no credit in my Discord.
Great photo.
There we
That'll
go.
do it for sure. Do you know who Dr. Bandari is? He's heard of you, at least. From Gerlinda, I wager. Bandari is a biologist and works for the European Bison Advisory
Oh, I was getting
Organization.
ready to.
They've been working on introducing the bison to Central Europe, with much success. The population has thrived, but...
All right, guys, as you saw there, we got that little call, that little warning from that fallow deer. Told me he was in the area. Now, here's the thing, and I learned this from Lady. When they're nervous, they won't come to a caller. So you got to calm her down a little bit. As soon as you get that warning call, go ahead and I like to just go prone right there. But the biggest thing, too, make yourself invisible. Play the wind. Make sure the wind's not blowing in that direction. Play the wind. Get under a tree. I have improvised blind. Anything that helps us get more invisible. Call it and be patient. We snapped that picture. Got the mission completed. All right, next up is Mr. Sommer's bow. Now, I remember this mission 3 years ago when I did this mission. Yeah, I started playing this game in April of 2020. So yeah, it's been 3 years since I've done this mission, and I remember how bad this mission, Mr. Sommer's bow, hung me up. It hung me up for a long time. I remember Joyce saying in chat that she'd been on it for 3 weeks, and they were like, watch Darth make this look easy. And I did make it look easy, but here's the difference. Knowledge. Knowledge. Understanding the game now, 3 years later, versus back then. It hung me up back then, number one, because I was trying to do it and I wasn't level 60. I don't know what level I was, but I didn't hardly have any points. I didn't hardly have any points in my bows. So I had the bow. I had the high-tech bow sight that has the rangefinder in it. So that helped a lot too. But the biggest thing is the area of the map on Mr. Sommer's bow mission, the area of the map that you have to get that red fox in, there just isn't a lot of drink zones. Pull those charts out that say when animals drink, when they feed, for example. We had to do one during a feed in the cornfields. So if no water around, we had to harvest 2 fallow deer earlier. You want feed zones. So you need to have that chart handy so that you know when they drink, when they sleep, when they feed, and you know what time to change the time to. So we change the time coming up to drink zone time. And we find us a couple spots. I like to find like 2 zones. You double your chances if you can find 2 drink zones close together. Get in that area, play the wind really well. But let's see how it turns out. That's what we attempt first, is to find a couple zones on the river and go after it. Let's see how it turned out. Travel to Spreeburg. Harvest 1 fox down with 6-pound bow. All right, Spreeburg. No, no, not here. Oh, I have red fox zones here, but they don't ever show up. Well, that's roe deer. I have 1 red fox zone right there. Now let's go ahead and change the time.
Sommer is well known in the hunting community, and he's made more than a few friends in the outfitting sector. They often ask him to test out new products to endorse them, so you'll always see him with some new gadget.
Oh, I'm glad you all have faith in me. I haven't been able to get this fox to show up at this lake in forever. There, maybe. Couple red fox zones. I could do that. I could call them to me. Could get like right. Oh, shit. Well, at the very least, we now know that we. I have 1 red fox drinking zone there. Uh-oh. You can go ahead and lay down, Bart. I hate my wind is horrible. Absolutely. I might be able to go here though. All right, guys. As you can see there, we ended up having to change spots. The river spot was a great idea. It really was. It was a great idea. And we almost had him ready to bite on it, but the wind was blowing right at him. And like Lady said, they will not come to a call when they're nervous. They just won't. So I knew I was wasting my time, so we just went ahead and went to that lake. Right there's the animal. There it is. So I'm going to approach from over here. All right, I think we can get this one. I'm going to approach from over here and call it to us. Get a closer shot. We should have a better wind for this by the time we get across from her. It shouldn't be blowing at her. And we might be able to get out to the left of her with the wind at our in our face and call her to us. I'm not going to take a 150-meter bow shot on a fox. That's a decent sized female red fox. Well, I knew I had this one drink zone. It's just tough to. This fox never hardly wants to show up. I'm lucky that it's here. I don't know what the deal is. But if you. And the river spots, I'll show you my spots once we close the deal on this. Let's go. Come here. All right, she's coming. Not glowing now. Now come on in. Come on in. Nice and close. And there it is. There we go, guys. As you can see, we got all kinds of penetration.
You got it. Not bad.
One fox
I'll
downed
let
with a
Sommer
60-pound
know you found
bow.
a fellow bow hunting enthusiast. Sommer was very impressed with your bow hunting skills, by the way. He wondered if
3
you wanted
weeks.
to run another new product. I guess you got his attention, and now he wants your input.
Well,
There's a new roe deer scent on the market that he wanted you to try out. Apparently, it's a perfect imitation of
it's
well, deer urine.
it's tough,
Care
when
to
you're
try
first
it out?
starting out.
When lure
But
hunting like this, it always helps to find an elevated spot.
you see
in
where
a
we're at. I had a
clearing,
zone.
open
I had a
field.
red fox zone right
A
there.
hunting stand hides you and your scent from an animal.
Also
it's easy
down
to
here,
take advantage of them.
which it's not glowing anymore because I just completed the mission. But right here was part of it as well. This one was just out of the mission area, but I figured if I could get here and call it to me, or you might be able to find a need zone that you already have on your map, change the time for that, play the wind right, get close to it, call it to you. But I had 2 zones here close together, so I would have gotten that one. I could have set a tent here. I came in from this side, the wind was blowing directly at them, so that wouldn't work. So I could have set a tent here and probably come over here and got my results from there too, but I knew I had this zone because I've been hunting red fox on Hirschfelden. So luckily she was there already. I spotted her from a distance. So chances are you're going to have a red fox zone. If you want to change your time to 18, 1900, something like that, go look for zones. First time you go around it, you may not find any, just in that area. Look at these lakes. I didn't have any here or here, but now right through here, this little part of the river right here is a good spot for us too. So probably have them in those areas. I hope this guide has helped you. If there is another mission out there that you would like a guide on, please let me know. I'm always looking for ideas and any way that I can help. That is truly what the role of a content creator is, guys. I'm an official content creator. for Expansive Worlds. And this is what the row is. We are here to help you guys. We are here to make you guys want to play this game, this wonderful game that Expansive Worlds has created. And that's what it's all about. There shouldn't be any secrets. It should be, here's the way you do this. Let's share the knowledge. Let's help each other out. If I find something out, I'm going to share it with you guys as long as I am legally allowed to. You put that disclaimer in. Sometimes they tell us, shush, and we got to shush, you know. But if I'm able, I will share my knowledge. But you guys, thank you so much. Let me know what you'd like to see next. And till then, keep slinging that lead slingers. We will preserve wildlife one freezer bag at a time.